A year ago, my online business felt more like a prison than a passion. I was pulling 80-hour weeks, basically chained to my laptop, trying to do it all myself. Today, I work less than 8 hours a week and the business is making more money than ever. The difference? I fired myself. I replaced 90% of my job with an army of AI assistants that I built myself. This AI employee doesn't sleep, never takes a coffee break, and now runs my marketing, sales, and operations. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. If you're an entrepreneur, you know the grind. That constant juggling act. You're the CEO, the marketer, the head of sales, the customer support rep, and probably the janitor, all rolled into one. I was drowning in that reality. My to-do list was a bottomless pit. For every one task I'd cross off, 3 more would magically appear. The word freedom is shown as a distant, fading mirage. I was the bottleneck in my own business, and the dream of freedom that got me started felt like a distant, cruel joke. I realized I had a choice: burn out completely and watch my business flatline, or find a radically different way of doing things. I decided to build a system, a digital employee powered by AI that could take over the repetitive, time-sucking tasks that were eating me alive. This isn't some sci-fi fantasy. This is about using tools that are available right now to get your time back and scale your business. Before you can automate anything, you have to know what's actually eating your time. When I sat down and audited my 80-hour work weeks, the culprits were painfully obvious. This was a relentless content treadmill. I was constantly brainstorming ideas, writing blog posts, scripting videos, creating social media content for 5 different platforms, managing email newsletters, and then trying to make sense of the analytics for all of it. It felt like I was shouting into a void, spending 20 hours a week just creating stuff I hoped would attract customers. It's creative work, sure, but the sheer volume made it a soul-crushing chore. And this wasn't just about closing deals, it was everything leading up to it. It was responding to every single lead from the website, answering the same 5 questions over and over again. It was manually updating my CRM, writing personalized follow-up emails, and just trying to guess which leads were hot and which were just window shopping. This was another 20 to 30 hours a week spent on communication that felt more robotic than human. This was the glue holding it all together, and man, was it sticky. This meant processing orders, managing projects, answering support tickets about lost passwords or feature requests, and handling basic invoicing. Every customer question, every forgotten password, every little project update was an interruption that pulled me away from the important work I was supposed to be doing. This was the administrative quicksand that slowly swallowed my afternoons and evenings. These 3 areas were the monster, and I knew I had to slay it. My first instinct to solve all this was, of course, to just work harder. That was a catastrophic mistake. The perspective shifts. The real breakthrough came when I stopped thinking like an employee and started thinking like an architect. An employee does the tasks. An architect designs the system that does the tasks. That is the single most important mindset shift you have to make. So I took a week off. Not to relax, but to map out everything. I grabbed a whiteboard and drew every single process in my business, no matter how small. From the first moment someone hears about my brand to the moment they become a happy customer, what happens when someone joins the newsletter? What's the exact email sequence they get? What happens when a sale is made? Who gets notified? What tasks get created? I documented it all. And as I stared at this giant, messy flowchart, I started color-coding it. I marked every single task that was repetitive, data-driven, or based on a clear set of rules. Answering a common question, rule-based. Writing a social media post from a blog article, repetitive. Optimizing ad spend based on performance. By the end of the week, my business process map was covered in red ink. And that red ink was my treasure map. It showed me every part of my business that I could hand over to an AI. My new job wasn't to write the email, it was to build the AI that writes all the emails. It wasn't to answer the support ticket, it was to train a bot to answer 80% of them instantly. This is how you go from being the engine of your business to being the engineer. Marketing was the first beast I decided to tame. It was taking the most time and had huge potential for automation. I broke it down into its core parts and plugged in an AI tool for each. For content creation, my biggest time suck, I built a system using a few key AI writers. I don't use them to replace my thinking, but to accelerate it. I feed the AI my core ideas, my research, and my unique perspective. It then spits out drafts for blog posts, social media threads, and even video scripts just like this one. Instead of staring at a blank page for hours, I now spend maybe an hour editing and polishing a draft that's already 80% of the way there. That move alone saved me 15 hours a week. My old process was a joke. I'd send the same generic newsletter to everyone and cross my fingers. Now I use an AI-powered email platform that automatically personalizes emails based on what a person actually does on my site. Did they look at a specific product? Boom, they get a follow-up about that product. Did they abandon their cart? The AI sends a gentle, tailored nudge. It even A/B tests subject lines and send times for me, constantly learning and optimizing. My email list is now a fully automated money-making machine. Finally, there's advertising. I used to manually create and monitor my social media ads, basically just guessing at the targeting and throwing money at it. It was a terrible use of my time and cash. Now I use the AI tools built into platforms like Meta and Google, but with a twist. I just set the budget and the goal, and the AI does the rest. My marketing brain now runs 24/7, creating, personalizing, and optimizing without me lifting a finger. I turned my focus to sales. The goal here was to create a system that could qualify leads and handle all the initial outreach without any manual work from me. This is a custom-trained AI that knows everything about my business. It can answer complex questions, qualify leads by asking them specific things, and even book sales calls directly on my calendar. I've brought in AI-powered sales assistants. These tools connect to my email and LinkedIn and let me do highly personalized outreach at scale. I write a core message, and the AI personalizes it for each lead based on their LinkedIn profile or recent company news. It sends the initial message and then handles the follow-up sequence automatically until they reply. The dreaded task of following up just became a system that runs itself. All of this data funnels directly into my CRM, which, you guessed it, is also managed by an AI. Instead of me manually typing in new contacts or updating deal stages, an AI tool scans my emails and call notes, automatically updates records, logs the interactions, and even suggests the next best action to move a deal forward. My CRM is no longer a dead database, it's a living, intelligent system that tells me what to do. My AI sales team now handles about 90% of the sales cycle, leaving me to step in only for the final high-level strategy calls. With marketing and sales humming along, the final piece of the puzzle was the administrative backbone. I started with support, which used to be a constant stream of interruptions. I set up an AI-powered help desk and fed it all of our existing help docs, past support tickets, and product info. Now, when a customer has a question, they talk to the AI first. It can instantly answer about 80% of all queries, things like password resets, invoice requests, and basic how-to questions. Only the most complex issues that really need a human touch get escalated to me or my one VA. This cut our support ticket volume by over 80%, and customers are happier because they get answers instantly. If you want a deep dive video on how I built the AI marketing system, comment marketing down below. If you're more interested in the AI sales team, comment sales. And if you want to see the nitty-gritty of the operations automation, comment operations. Whichever topic gets the most comments will be my very next video.